The team you need to be worried about is the Green Bay Packers, who scored
30?
Three.
Oh, 3
points. They lost to the Saints 38-3 in Jacksonville. Of course, the Saints covered as 3.5 point underdog, 3.5 point dogs. The under 49 managed to hit, even though the team scored 38. It's the fewest points ever scored by the Packers in a game where Aaron Rodgers started and played into the second half. It is the Packers' biggest Week 1 loss since the Lions pummeled them 40-0 in 1970. And Jameis friggin' Winston. Where's Jonathan Jones? Where you at, JJ? Questioning my Jameis Winston MVP selection or my long shot. It's not out of the question, right?
What were the odds?
60-1.
Did you actually put something down on that?
Of course, yeah. What do you got?
Good. That's great. I was actually thinking about that during the game. All right,
I did. And now, ironically, I did lead league in passing yards, but he's now the first quarterback in the Super Bowl era with 5 passing touchdowns and less than 150 passing yards. Should have gone. I should have also bet most passing touchdowns and comeback player of the year.
He's getting warmed up. He's just getting started.
Right. And the Saints had at one point in the first half 2 drives back to back that ate up almost 18 minutes with 15 total plays. Jameis looked comfortable running the offense. Sean Payton appeared comfortable calling plays that didn't expose Jameis. Maybe the Packers, defense isn't that great. It's entirely possible, but this was just an ass kicking. This is all it was. Breech, should your doppelganger, Matt LaFleur, be worried that Aaron Rodgers returned to Green Bay only to orchestrate a grand, vast conspiracy designed to get everyone fired by tanking the 2021 NFL season?
I'm worried that Matt LaFleur is actually the mastermind of this conspiracy. The guy was going for it on 4th down from his own 22-yard line. Look, I know you get desperate at times in a game, but there were some coaching decisions that were bad. Aaron Rodgers was bad. Everything about this game was bad. And it's funny because you thought, we talked about, everyone talked about all season, all the drama in Green Bay, but it won't matter because Aaron Rodgers showed up for training camp. This team's going to be fine in Week 1. They're playing the Saints. Saints have Jameis Winston. There's no way a Jameis Winston team is going to be the team quarterback by Aaron Rodgers. And what happens is this happens. I think there was another little stat in there. This was the fewest yards that a reigning MVP has ever thrown for in Week 1 of the following season. So this was just a disaster all around for the Packers. But as I pointed out on Twitter, the last time the Saints beat a team 38-3, that team ended up winning the Super Bowl. That was Tom Brady and the Buccaneers last season. So I don't think this is I'm not happy if I'm a Packers fan, but I don't think you need to panic. It's Week 1. You're in the easiest, most winnable division in football. So this is just a disaster. We burn all the film.
Yeah, I think you might want to panic. I don't know what you're what you're smoking. Why no panic? Did you?
Everybody panic!
Brinson, you mentioned what was LaFleur and or Aaron Rodgers up to. I'm reminded of season 3 of The Office where we're in Stanford and Jim's in Stanford with Andy Bernard, and he's going saboteur because he's cheating at that shoot 'em up game was. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers was doing. I am reminded, however, and I remember we talked about this at the time back in the 2019 season where they played the Chargers and got their let me get this right. I won't use any water references. Got their doors blown off. 26-11. And we were all like, oh, they got to LA. They probably went out and had a good time. And then they went on to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They went 8-2 to end the season. And made it to the conference championship game. So maybe Breech is right, but this feels different. It feels like Aaron Rodgers sort of took the summer off. The worst part for him is that he was all sanctimonious in that press conference about, I'm trying to help this team win. They need to listen to me. And he goes out there and he looks like Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston looks like him. And it is an absolute doo-doo show. I don't even know where to begin in terms of explaining what happened. It's one thing if you're the Bears, for example, and you lose the way you did, okay, maybe there's some tweaks you can do here. You are what you are. But the Packers, they're my Super Bowl team. So that's out the window. I don't know how you just look. They could win some football games, but if you're if these teams are all wearing, if this team was wearing a gray uniform and the other team was wearing a white uniform, and you saw the gray team, you go, oh my God, the gray team are the Jaguars. Clearly, show me who they really are. No, this was the Packers.
Yeah, no, look, it's concerning.
Well, hold on. You say that you're concerned because the Packers were your Super Bowl team. Who in the NFC are you staring at after 1 week and said, well, that's my new Super Bowl team?
The Rams or the 49ers?
So the NFC West, they're all going to beat each other up.
No, actually, I would take the Seahawks over the 49ers, I think. Right
What?
So Rodgers finished 15 of 28 for 133 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks with a 36.8 passer rating. Aaron Jones had 5 carries for 9 yards. Devontae Adams, 7 targets, 5 catches, 56 yards. The one thing I sort of felt like, and by the way, the last team, what was it? Oh, the Saints last year lost to the Bucks 38-3, or the Bucks lost to the Saints 38-3.
Breech just said that.
And then the Bucks, Breech said that. Anyway,
Breech tweeted it out. I think this is going to be interesting. We'll have to do some research on this. Either Breech tweeted it out and then the PickSix podcast Twitter feed used it, or vice versa. I'm pretty sure it's vice versa.
Interesting. So Breech either stole from the podcast or the podcast stole from Breech. Interesting.
Right. Did you at all? Did you guys feel like this was one of those Aaron Rodgers?
Yes,
I'm quitting games.
That's what I was going to say. That's how I was trying to look at the stats. It felt like he just sort of checked out. Interesting. Tebow's now.
We've talked about that before. That Aaron Rodgers, he falls behind by say 17 points. He checks out. It's done. He's like I'm on to the next game. I'm going to call my fiance on the phone on the side. I'm just done here. You guys can finish this thing out. Put Jordan Love in. I don't care. I'm going to go listen to
if Jameis Winston had thrown that arm punt interception, he would have been, social media would have crucified him to the point where he would have had to resign from
I will say that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman went back and looked at that and pointed out that Marcus Williams made a really good play on it. Like Marcus Williams was doubling Devontae Adams, and he saw Rodgers look off Devontae and then go at Valdez.
Devontae Adams still isn't catching that ball if there's no one in center field.
No, it wasn't a throw to Devontae Adams. It was
whoever the intended receiver was.
It wasn't a good throw. I'm just saying that Williams made a really good play on it. Rodgers made the mistake.
He made a great play. That's nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers making a Jameis Winston type throw.
I'm just saying he put it long so he wouldn't, so that way Valdez-Scantling could run underneath it, and Marcus Williams made a great play. That's my point. We're making excuses for Aaron Rodgers. We wouldn't make excuses for Jameis Winston. That's my point. We'd murder him for it. Yeah, make fun of him. Yeah, but the Saints defense, the Saints are a problem in the NFC South. For specifically, who laid a bunch of money on the Buccaneers at minus 175.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too as the game was unfolding. I don't know if that's more a function of the Packers just saying we're not going to play today at all, or we'll see how Jameis sort of continues to go through this Sean Payton thing.
Jameis was 14 of 20 for 148 yards and 5 touchdowns, which is wild.
Efficient.
But he made some really good throws and was the entire time very composed. There was never a moment where you felt like Jameis going to Jameis.
Or you felt like he couldn't see more than 15 feet in front of his face.
Yeah. He hung in the pocket. He made good throws. That the last shot was just an unnecessary deep touchdown bomb when they could have just been running out clock. And I think Sean Payton just wanted to give him goose it up a little bit, get Jameis what was it, 55 yards to Deontay Harris that pushed him over. I think Sean Payton may have been worried about Jameis Winston having 4 passing touchdowns and under 100 passing yards.
I think Sean Payton went in this game thinking, I'm going to hold his hand. I'm not going to let Jameis go Jameis on me. We're going to run our little elementary school playbook, get him through this, get him comfortable. And like Jameis Winston, if he was just a little nervous, you throw 5 touchdown passes, all of a sudden you feel like you can run this offense to perfection. So I think he'll be just fine going forward.
So who is the best quarterback whisperer? Is it Sean McVay or is it Sean Payton?
I'll defer to Payton.
I feel like it's Payton, given what we saw after just a sample size of 1. I mean, Jared Goff was clearly, and we always sort of.
You mean
I think we need a few more weeks because Payton only had Drew Brees. There's not a long, we don't have a bunch of guys to consider.
Clarence G looked it up, quick and dirty search. The 1 yard line conversion rate for a TD on 4th and 1 is pretty much a proxy for doing a 2-point attempt from the 1. Yeah, that's 4th and 1 at the that's so conversion rate on 4th and goal from the 1 because you get 1 try.
Yeah, that's. I think that's exactly right.
65%. 60 to pay. Not bad by me, huh?
You're spot on.
Yeah, that's.
So what do you want that number for?
What's that? My buddy texted and asked about the analytics decision to go for 2 if you get the offsides on the 2 on the extra point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer from the 1, especially like the Browns, who has a really good offensive line. But
so Breech, what are the chances you make a field an extra point from the 30, whatever it is, 33 now, whatever it is?
Like 90-something% and 94. No, I mean, if you're at the 1 yard line, it's 65%. That means your expected score is times 2. So 1.34. And so that's obviously higher than the 1 point you can get from
less than 1 point.
Did you see that math from Breech coming? Because I didn't.
I don't know. I was going to do the math for him, but he already did it. It's less than 1 point.
The expected point value, of course, 1.3 or multiplied by pi.
But obviously, the highest extra point expectancy you can get is 1, and that's if it was 100%, and it's not. So if you try it from the 1 yard line, it seems like it would be obvious that you go for 2, like a no brainer. It's not even close.
Not to Mike McCarthy, but yes, I agree.
By the way, the other thing Jameis Winston did in this game early on, he pulled the ball down and ran. And I sort of wonder if that might be something that Sean Payton's told him to do. You know, we always want these quarterbacks to do the opposite, right? They're supposed to stay in the pocket, don't pull the ball down and take off running. And I think Jameis maybe wasn't comfortable or guys weren't getting open. He ran his 37 rushing yards on 6 carries, and most of it came really early.
He would have been the leading rusher on the Packers.
Yes, by a lot. Alvin Kamara looked awesome because Alvin Kamara is awesome.
He was awesome.
Is it Johnson? Yeah,
Johnson, who was a converted tight end. He was a wide receiver in college, late round draft pick, and didn't really cut his wide receivers because he wasn't fast enough. Put on a few pounds and just making plays.
The 37 rushing yards for Jameis, that was the 7th highest total of his career.
Kat Terrell of The Athletic tweeted out a link, like a screenshot of something she had written before the season over there, where she said that Johnson was the sleeper to look for on the Saints because he's been getting a lot of reps and they've been impressed with his passing skills as a tight end. So maybe if you're, for fantasy purposes, if you are severely lacking at the tight end position, that's somebody that you could go grab as a guy to throw on your bench on waivers this week. They got a freaking touchdown pass a touchdown reception out of Chris Hogan. Kamara caught one. Harris caught one. Johnson caught 2. I mean, it's Sean Payton scotch taping this thing together, man. It's pretty impressive. I think the Saints are a problem. I'm going to withhold panic mode on the Packers for right now.